Tank is the face of boxing. No, Canelo is. Actually, it's Inoue. Actually, the face of boxing has to be a heavyweight. I've heard fans claim all of these things for their favorite fighter, but how do we truly determine the face of boxing? Is it the best fighter on the planet? The one who sells the most pay-per-views? Or the one with the most Instagram followers? Depending who you ask, you could probably make a case for any one of these guys. In the past, everyone and their mother knew who the champ was. The single undisputed face of boxing transcended the sport and was a cultural icon. But who today can boast that title? Well, there's only one way to find out. In 1960, Floyd Patterson knocked out Ingemar Johansson to regain the heavyweight title. This was significant not only because Patterson became the first two-time heavyweight champion, but because this marked the very first time that a fight was viewable via home pay-per-view. By mailing in $2, 25,000 fans were able to watch the fight at home. And while $25K isn't a lot by today's standards, back then it was groundbreaking. In addition to radio and closed-circuit theaters, your favorite fighter was now on television. And while this technology grew in popularity, a young, handsome heavyweight from Kentucky was rising up the ranks. Muhammad Ali, then Cassius Clay, had it all. The looks, the charisma, and above all, generational talents in the ring. Whether you loved him or hated him, he could sell a fight. Sure, Joe Louis and Jack Dempsey were national heroes, but their fame was largely spread through newspaper and radio. Ali was shouting, dancing, and winning in your living room. The way I see it, to be a face of boxing, you need to meet two main criteria. The first, you gotta sell fights. In the pay-per-view era, Muhammad Ali did just that. And starting with that inaugural $2 pay-per-view, it's been an arms race ever since. These are some of the biggest stars the sport has ever known. Fighters who have, rightly or wrongly, been considered the face of boxing at some point in their career. Roy Jones Jr. was a human highlight reel. Oscar De La Hoya was as handsome as he was talented, and Tyson was, well, Tyson. Sugar Ray Leonard was the man in the 80s, and Pacquiao and Floyd made each other very rich. But the greatest is in a league of his own. The Rumble in the Jungle sold 50 million pay-per-views, and the Thrilla in Manila sold 100 million. But pay-per-views aside, Ali's fights were drawing hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of viewers during a time when Earth's population was only 4 billion. There's a reason why Ali was the face of boxing. He was bigger than boxing. So yeah, Canelo sells, Tank sells, and AJ sells. Everyone's making pay-per-view money, but that brings me to my second criteria. The face of boxing has to transcend boxing. If it were just up to the numbers, everyone could claim to be the face, and that's why they do. But if you ask an average Joe on the street to name a boxer, any boxer, if he doesn't name Muhammad Ali, he's probably gonna say Mike Tyson. In his prime, Iron Mike had an aura that just permeated into the mainstream. He was a 5'10" wrecking ball of speed and power. The youngest heavyweight champion in history that was as explosive outside the ring as he was inside. He went to prison, reclaimed the belts, and even bit a dude's ear off. Everyone knew Mike Tyson. His fights weren't just championship bouts, they were cultural events. He left such a lasting impression on the general public that in 2020, 15 years after he retired, he still pulled in 1.6 million buys in an exhibition fight. To this day, the people love Mike Tyson. His life is a movie, and I wouldn't be surprised if he sells another million pay-per-views soon. In recent history, Pacquiao and Mayweather are probably the closest approximation to that Ali and Tyson level stardom. They were elite, they sold tickets, and they were relatively iconic. But since they've retired, who today can fit that bill? Naoya Inoue is probably the best boxer on the planet right now. He routinely fights the best opposition available, he unified 2 weight classes in 1 year, and he's got a fan-friendly style. The monster packs out entire stadiums and draws millions of eyes each fight, but mostly in Japan. You'd be hard-pressed to find a casual fan who knows his name, and being south of lightweight doesn't help. he might not even be the most popular athlete from his country. Gervonta Davis has all the tools to dominate boxing, but Tank is pushing 30 and seems content to keep beating up B-tier competition. He's not a bad domestic product, but can only really sell if he fights another star. Now, AJ and Fury definitely do numbers. They reignited British heavyweight boxing and they know how to market themselves. But as far as heavyweight drawing power goes, they're far removed from the notoriety Ali and Tyson enjoyed. We live in an era where the heavyweight champ might not get recognized on the street. However, Fury's comeback story is a tale bigger than boxing. Going from fat and depressed to knocking out the undefeated heavyweight champion is a story that everyone can rally behind. He's a larger-than-life character, and if he beats Alexander Usyk to unify all the titles, he might have a legitimate claim to the fame. But today, as far as pay-per-view and culture goes, the closest thing we have to a face of boxing is Canelo Alvarez. If a random person on the street is gonna name one active boxer, it's probably gonna be Canelo. The Mexican champion continually puts on the biggest fights, sells mountains of pay-per-views, and is acclaimed in all major boxing markets. And it helps that he's a fun fighter to watch. With an impending fight against David Benavidez, I can easily see him breaking 2 million buys, and that's the kind of money only the face of boxing can make. Except for the fact that putting Canelo in the same category as Ali and Tyson just feels wrong to me. Canelo fights are like Mexican holidays, but Ali fights were international affairs. And while he's an exciting fighter, I don't know if he's Mike Tyson's punch-out levels of superstardom. I think it's fair to say that there isn't a single true face of boxing today. In a world where attention spans are waning, boxing has become more and more niche. A person can go their entire life without ever hearing a boxer's name. It may not even be possible for a face of boxing to exist. At least not in the way Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson did. There is, however, the curious case of Ryan Garcia. Garcia has drawn in a storm of publicity recently with his antics on social media. I've had people who don't follow sports at all, let alone boxing, ask me what's going on with him. The kid can sell pay-per-views, he can definitely fight, and in a strange way, he's reaching people far beyond boxing. After fighting Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney in the span of a single year, he's proven he'll fight anyone. So Ryan sells out mega fights, he's popular beyond the scope of the sport, and he's fighting at a championship caliber? After blasting Devin Haney, he might have just broken the mold. In the social media age, is this our Gen Z savior? Our new face of boxing? Maybe, but Ali was known for his civil rights activism, and Tyson for his absolute ferocity and brutality. I'm not so sure this is the same. Ryan Garcia may very well be boxing's next superstar, but in the lead up to his latest fight, he convinced the world he was crazy. And then he did the impossible. Check out this video to see just how Garcia fooled everyone, including Devin Haney.